We just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video we're going to do something a little bit different. As you all know, unfortunately, Robin Williams passed away the other day, and yesterday rather, and due to its asphyxiation, from what I understand. So I guess the cops found him with a belt wrapped around his neck. So right now, I guess that pretty much says suicide, but there still needs to be investigation, obviously. So it's not 100% confirmed that it's suicide, but it's starting to look like it's heading in that direction. And yeah, I mean, it's very sad. It's very sad. I know a couple of you guys on the nation asked me if I was going to do a video regarding it. It was something I was thinking about for the last 24 hours or so because, Robin Williams was fantastic at what he did. I mean, he's the kind of actor that was very talented, extremely raw talent, and he had a charm to him that a lot of people gravitated towards him. And he's also, one thing I got to say about him is that, obviously very funny, a comedian, has done stand-up and things like that. And it's very rare that people who get involved in comedy, like they go from stand-up and then they go and they do comedy movies. It's very rare that they take that next leap into like drama and serious movies. And he's one of the few people to do that. It's very hard for comedians to kind of get away from what they do and do something more serious. And then on top of that, people take them serious. Jim Carrey's a good example of that. He is one that tried to do that. He had some minor success trying to transition into drama, but he never quite got there. He can never really get rid of that funny slapstick comedy that he does. And there's nothing wrong with that because Jim Carrey's very funny. He makes me laugh. I love a lot of his movies. But Robin Williams was one of those that were able to break that mold. Another prime example is Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy is another one. During the 80s, he was very popular, very funny, but he really never could transition into that serious tone of acting. But Robin Williams was not only successful at making the transition, he could go back and forth. You know what I mean? Like he could do comedy and then do drama and sometimes do both at the same time, which is very talented. I thought Mrs. Doubtfire was a prime example of that. Very funny movie. Very funny how he pulled off doing both roles. But during the moments of the movie where his wife was played by Sally Field, during the moments of the movie where he required showing that emotion and that love for his children and even the desire to maybe even be with his wife again, it was well done. He wasn't trying too hard. He didn't seem uncomfortable doing it. It came natural, and I think that's what made him so talented. Everything he did came natural. It wasn't forced. So yeah, it's very unfortunate that the events played out the way they did, and I know there's a lot of people that are heartbroken over it, and completely understandable. I first saw Robin Williams on the Mork and Mindy show back in the early 80s, Nanu Nanu, for those of you who've seen it, and that's when I first saw him. And then the first movie I ever saw him in was Popeye, and for me that was fantastic because I grew up being a big Popeye fan, and he did such an excellent job portraying Popeye. I thought it was, to this day, I still enjoy it. I still have it on DVD, and I still watch it from time to time because I grew up with it. It's nostalgic. And even though that's not like one of his breakout movies or anything, if you haven't seen it, check it out. If you know anything about Popeye, he does a fantastic job portraying the character on screen. I mean, he literally brings Popeye to life on screen. And probably one of the other movies that he's made that I really enjoy to this day is Peter Pan, or rather playing Peter Pan in the movie Hook. And that's because I am a huge Peter Pan fan. I love the story, not the Disney version, the original version, which is, I don't want to say it's darker, but let's just say Tinkerbell's not as nice in the original version compared to what Disney did with it. And him playing him playing Peter Pan in that movie was fantastic. He's the perfect person for that. He's the perfect person to play a grown-up Peter Pan. Because he's a big kid. And I think that's one of the other things I love about him, because I myself am a big kid. I have my children, and I play with my children like I'm just one of the kids, and we have a lot of fun. I still play video games. A lot of you guys here on the channel are very young, and we communicate and we talk, and we have a lot of the same interests. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think the important thing is that while I'm enjoying being a kid from time to time, is that I take care of my responsibilities, which I do. I take care of my kids, take care of my family, the bills are paid, all that kind of good stuff. But yes, I still do like to watch Dragon Ball Z. I do still like to play video games. And that's all fine and well as long as I take care of my responsibilities. And I think that's the approach everyone should take if you're going to be a big kid. But yeah, so this is a prime example that just because you have money and success and all that, it's not a guarantee that it's going to make you happy. Apparently, and look, he tried everything he wanted to do. He's done rehab, he's done counseling and all those kinds of things. It's unfortunate that it just didn't work for him. That's what it comes down to. It just did not work for him. But at least he tried. There are people out there who will not try. They are ashamed to go to a shrink, which I think is ridiculous. They're ashamed to go into rehab or admit they have a problem. And it all has to do with pride. And, if you have too much pride, sometimes, that could kill you. Some people are too proud to admit they have a problem. They're too proud to go and seek help. And I think there's a fine line between pride and stupidity sometimes. And I think, if you're a kind of person that has these issues, take this as a learning example and go out there and get yourself some help. And there's no shame in that. There's no shame in that. Robin Williams obviously tried many times and unfortunately did not work for him. And that does happen. I think he's going to be missed. Obviously, people like Billy Crystal, Whoopi Goldberg, all three of those actors worked together many times. Comic relief for those of you who remember on HBO. So, but yeah, it's very sad. It's very unfortunate. Aladdin is another movie he did that I enjoyed a great deal. Obviously, he's done a number of other movies. Jumanji, Flubber. Some of his more serious movies like Good Will Hunting. Just tons and tons of movies. This guy's been all over the place. So it's going to be unfortunate that we won't be seeing him on screen anymore, other than looking back at some of the work he's done. And it's interesting to go online and see some other people doing videos and really you can see how it affects them. I don't know if some of you saw Chris Stuckman's video. It was very touching. You know what I mean? I watch his videos. I see his reviews. He's a very good reviewer. I know a lot of you guys here on the nation are subscribed to him as well, so you know what I'm talking about. It was very touching to see him come out and put himself out there. And he even expressed how difficult it was, and that gave me a lot of respect for him for doing that because he expressed in his video how he was bullied, and I despise bullies. You guys know this if you've seen some of my older videos, and he expressed how Robin Williams' work and the things he did helped him get through that, and that's big. I mean, that's a big impact. I think some people out there have that one artist that inspires them so much, it means so much to them that it does have that kind of effect. Growing up for me, my big hero was like Gary Carter from the New York Mets. He was a catcher for the Expos and the Mets, and he was like my hero. Like everything I did, or I always watched him. He inspired me, and I think because he was also a big kid. Gary Carter, they called him. That was his nickname, the Kid. And every time he played baseball, he had this big smile on his face. If he hit a home run, he'd be like, "Yeah!" He'd cheer. It was just so fun to watch, and that's like Robin Williams was so fun to watch, no matter what he did, because he enjoyed it. You saw it all over his face. The guy had a smile that would light up a room. It was fantastic to watch, and yeah, he'll definitely be missed. And it's sad. It's very sad, and we can only hope that people in the future, whether you're a celebrity or just a normal person, learn from this to go out and get help. Try and get help. If you have depression or things like that, there's no shame in it. There's no shame in it. Your life is more important than your pride. It really is. Your life is more important than your pride. I'd rather swallow my pride a little bit and breathe another day than to be too proud and choke myself with pride and I'm not saying he did that. He did not. He tried to get help. It just unfortunately didn't work for him. But hopefully he's in a better place. Depends what you believe in with religion, but I don't believe it necessarily works out that way. I do believe in God, but I don't believe it works the way some more serious believers in religion, that the whole suicide thing. I don't think it works that way. I don't think one mistake like this should determine where you go in terms of the afterlife after all the good you would do in your life. So, but that's just me. So anyway, guys, Robin Williams obviously passing away. Very sad. What are your fondest memories of Robin Williams? What are the movies that stand out to you during his career? And that's it. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what you think. This is Rob signing off for ETN, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
You're watching ETN, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video we're going to do something a little bit different. As you all know, unfortunately, Robin Williams passed away the other day and yesterday rather, and due to its asphyxiation, from what I understand. So I guess the cops found him with a belt wrapped around his neck. So right now, I guess that pretty much says suicide, but there still needs to be investigation, obviously. So it's not 100% confirmed that it's suicide, but it's starting to look like it's heading in that direction. And yeah, I mean, it's very sad. It's very sad. I know a couple of you guys on the nation asked me if I was going to do a video regarding it. It was something I was thinking about for the last 24 hours or so because, Robin Williams was fantastic at what he did. I mean, he's the kind of actor that was very talented, extremely raw talent, and he had a charm to him that a lot of people gravitated towards him. And he's also, one thing I got to say about him is that, obviously